Last year, my team and I sent out thousands of emails and generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for our e-com brand partners. Over time, I've noticed the same email mistakes show up again and again as e-com brands are trying to scale. And what's interesting is these mistakes aren't that obvious at first. Most of the time, brands don't notice it until they're trying to scale with their email marketing. So in this video, I'm going to share some of the most common email marketing mistakes e-com brand founders are making and how to fix it moving into 2026. Okay, so the first mistake most e-com brand founders are making is not focusing on list growth in their pop-ups. When most brand owners think that their pop-ups are converting really well at 2 to 4%, the top e-com brands are converting at 6 to 10, sometimes even more. Here, quick, pause this video and go take a look at your pop-up. Is it converting at 2 to 4%? Maybe even worse? Be honest with yourself. When was the last time you changed or updated your pop-up? Your list growth is the #1 most important thing with your email marketing system. If you have no list growth, you have no email system. So here's the thing, most brands focus on paid ads for their growth and expect that to fix all their problems. They spend thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per month just for their pop-up to be converting at 2%. Just the other day, we audited a brand, which actually is a client of ours now, and they were spending thousands of dollars per month, but their pop-up was literally at 2%. So for simple math, let's just assume you're driving 100 people to your site. If your pop-up is converting at a 2%, that means you're only capturing 2 people out of 100. What happens to the other 98? Plus, if your conversion rate for your site is maybe 1-2%, that means over 90 people are gonna leave your site that might never come back. But now, what if we could increase your pop-up to 8%, 10%? Maybe even more. At 8% opt-in, that's literally 4 times the list growth. I get it, list growth might not seem cool, but is the backbone of your email marketing system. If you don't have emails entering your flows, you won't be generating revenue. Okay, so the next mistake a lot of e-com brand founders are making is not optimizing their core flows. First, let's establish what your core flows are. I'm talking about your welcome flow, your browse abandonment, your site abandonment, your cart and checkout, your post-purchase, a win-back, and a sunset. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm gonna focus on just those flows. Obviously, if you're a brand, you might have some other different, very unique flows for you, but for the majority of us, these are the core flows that every brand should have. So here's the thing, most brands set up their flows once and never touch it. I was actually guilty of this when I actually ran my own e-com brand. I set up the flows once at the way beginning, and literally years went by and I never touched it. What typically happens is you set up your flows once, you go back to your paid ad strategy, and you just forget about your flows. The reality is, majority of brands have some flows, right? One here, one there, but they might not have all of them set up. When you don't have your flows optimized or completely set up, you're literally losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me give you an example. We recently helped a gardening brand with their email flows. Before working with them, they literally had 0 flows set up. 0%. Their email revenue was literally 0%. Now, this wasn't just a beginner brand. This brand was actually doing hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. When I audited them and saw that they didn't have a pop-up, they didn't have any flows, but they were driving that much revenue, I knew immediately we could make big impacts. After we installed their flows, their email revenue jumped up to 15%. And what's crazy is we didn't even set up all of the flows. We just set up the ones that we knew would have the most impact today. The welcome flow, the cart and checkout abandonment, and the post-purchase. Just wait till we set up all of them. Oh, and here's also the thing. We haven't even touched their campaigns. We're literally doing 15% of their total revenue with email, and we haven't even touched their campaigns. Once we combine all their flows with their campaigns, there's no reason that they won't be able to hit 30%. When you set up your flows correctly, you drive more revenue. You capture and convert more sales from your existing traffic who would have probably just left your site anyways. But the ones who would have came back, you would have had to spend more on paid ads just to get them back to your website versus having your flows set up and it literally costing you pennies. Okay, so the last mistake a lot of e-com brands are making in their email system is not sending enough campaigns. So typically what happens is brand owners know that they should be sending out campaigns, but they rely and wait for sales, maybe a Black Friday sale, maybe a summer sale, and they send out promotional spammy emails without nurturing and staying consistent on their email campaigns. So let's take the other side. Maybe a brand does have their flows in place, right? They have all the core flows in place, but they're not consistent on their campaigns. Maybe they wait for a sale, right? A Black Friday sale or a summer special sale, and they blast their email list with a promotional kind of spammy 20% off discount. When it comes to email campaigns, we like to follow this simple rule, the 80-20 rule, where 80% of your email sends are value nurture based, and the other 20% can be more sales and offer focused. When we focus on value driven emails, it's doing 2 things. 1, it makes sure your audience is not just waiting and relying on a discount to come. And 2, it's actually fun and engaging to read. Your email list is happier reading engaging, fun emails versus the spammy, discounty, sale email. I've audited so many brands where their flows are in place, but they're literally not sending enough campaigns. And when they do, it's always spammy, discounty, site-wide sales, begging people to buy their product. Guys, you are literally losing out on so much revenue. Think about your campaigns this way. They serve two main purposes. One, educate and nurture, and two, increase your lifetime value and your profits. Now, when I audit these brands and I see that they're not sending enough campaigns, usually it's a few different reasons. Number one, it's a bandwidth issue, right? You have to have someone who's dedicated on this, right? Doing the strategy, doing the copy, doing the design, implementing it within your Klaviyo account. It takes work. It's not like you can just set up a flow and let it go. Every month you have to make sure new campaigns are being sent out. It's no wonder that even 7-figure brands neglect this because they don't have the time or the energy. But when done right, email campaigns can easily account for another 10 to 15% of your email revenue. Also, again, just to clarify, when I say email campaign, I don't mean just another 20% off sale. We want to focus on education and value-driven emails. This is what builds trust with your community and not just another spammy, desperate brand begging their email list to buy from them. Okay, so here are 10 really good non-discount emails that you can test out today. 1, social proof or testimonial. Go find a really good review that someone's left on your website and go make an email on that. Okay, so here are 10 really good non-discount emails that you can test out for your next campaign. We have social proof or testimonial, an as seen in social proof, ingredient spotlight, community spotlight, a myth versus fact, about us, a founder note, a restock, educational piece, or a product highlight. And just to remind you guys, we like to do an 80-20 rule with our campaigns. 80% of it being value-driven, educational, and 20% of it is saved for your promos, your offers, your site-wide discounts. At its core, email campaigns are meant to complement your flows. The idea is that your flows convert your audience, but the reality is not everybody is ready to convert on the flow side. And so that's where the campaign comes in. They nurture, they educate, they provide value until your email list is ready to buy. That is where the power of an email campaign comes in. Now, how many emails should you be sending per week? The answer, it depends. Every brand is so different. Are you a low AOV but high LTV brand like a supplement? Or are you a high AOV, low LTV like a furniture brand? Every brand and their customer journey is so different. And so that's why there's really not a good answer. Something we like to do is we like to start with 2 emails per week and we go from there. A big indicator for us to let us know if we're hitting that mark or if we need to increase or decrease is looking at your open rates. If you see your open rates are plummeting and decreasing, you might need to pull back your email campaigns. But if you see you're consistently hitting high open rates, 60, 70, 80%, either open your list more or maybe increase your email sends. And there you go. Those are 3 common mistakes I see e-com brand founders making in their email marketing system. If you're building your own e-com brand and you're interested in email marketing, long-term growth, LTV, this channel is for you. I'll be sharing my tips as an email marketing agency, what I've learned, tips and tricks in the email marketing space, as well as my journey building this company. So if you're interested, consider subscribing and we'll see you guys in the next video.